like for me didn't make much sense about the whole like becoming your Zanpakuto thing that they did. I felt like the final Getsuga Tensho would have been something a bit more powerful and dramatic. I mean, the whole thing of lose, like, even though it doesn't make sense, but you have to say it really builds up. It makes, like, it's a great way to build up into the next arc. So, like, when another villain comes up and they introduce a new villain, they can say, like, now they have a training thing, like, Ichigo tries to regain his Shinigami powers. I mean, that's a great way to like restart up the training saga because if he's already a Hollow who has control, if you're already a human that has control of Shinigami powers and Hollow powers, and defeated one of the biggest like villains, like which is Aizen, the biggest villain, and like now is like so strong now, and they don't like training for like they can't just introduce a completely new villain and call it like stronger than that, which makes no sense to me. Um, Another big thing that they could do, like, to introduce a new villain, like they've been mentioning the Spirit King for a while now. I feel if they brought up like an entity as powerful as the Spirit King now threatens to like the foundation of the three like of the world and like the Soul Society and the human world and the Bleach cartoon. I think that explains so much. And if they introduce the Spirit King as a new character, that would also be a great idea. They've been mentioning for a while and been dropping hints. I mean, if they don't introduce him like in the next arc, I'm gonna be very annoyed. I'm saying like, what do you want us to do now? You've been talking about him for chapters now, or like many chapters now, so you gotta introduce him. Yeah. So if they have like Ichigo train to regain his Shinigami powers and to finally just obtain like some like the Horrigan, excuse me if I know I'm mispronouncing it, but you know what I'm referring to, the stone that gives Aizen like all his power. If they like had him like try and like control that, that would be that'd be a great idea. It wouldn't just completely like set aside everything that happened for like two probably like three like previous arcs. They wouldn't just like if they had like it had the power to restore his Shinigami powers. I mean that would make perfect sense to everyone. Of course it might have that power. I mean it turned Aizen into like that whole like superior being thing. I mean if it can't restore like Shinigami powers like that would make no sense to me. I mean, it would make a great idea. Like, they should definitely do that. And for those of you who run Bleach or might be watching this, like, take my advice and do that. That'd be a great idea. And it wouldn't just completely like eliminate all factors from like two different arcs and try and like start up something new. It just wouldn't make any sense. Yeah. So I know this has been a very long rant, and I'm gonna continue. So please, for those of you who care to listen anymore, continue listening. For those of you who don't want to, you can just accept this video by now. Don't be, um, yeah, I'm not gonna force you to like. You don't have to watch this whole thing, but I'm gonna continue on a different topic that just came into my head. Pokemon, the new like best wishes thing, which makes no sense to me at all. I feel like them getting rid of Brock made no sense. Them introducing like I felt like they introduced best wishes way too quickly. I feel like they should have done kind of like the elite like four thing. They should have shown that. They could have done that with the Sinnoh thing and had Ash continue on his journey and continuing like to improve himself right with Dawn and Brock. I felt like they got rid of and they introduced like a completely new character. And another thing, like they're introducing a gym leader, Dent, I believe his name is, as like the third like person, which makes no sense to me. And the best wishes thing when they did with the whole Pikachu's like Iron Tail being actual iron, that made no sense to me. I'm sorry, even if the name does imply that, it still makes no sense. I felt like in the Sinnoh and Hoenn that made much more sense. Like Pikachu is a mouse. You can't have a mouse carrying an iron for a tail. If you show like it glowing and having the destructive properties or like destructive capabilities of iron, that makes much more sense. Um, yeah, and the fact that they really like The whole new Team Rocket outfit makes no sense to me. The getting rid of Wobbuffet makes no sense to me. Um, yeah, they went into like the best wishes thing. They really went into way too quickly. And the American anime of Pokemon is catching up really fast. We're in Sinnoh League Victors now, so that's like we're almost at like the end of the Sinnoh, and like they went into it way too quickly. I feel like they should have done maybe like a battle, like a tournament thing, like they did in the Homens sagas. I felt if they did something like that and just like kill like another 2 arcs or so, I thought that would make much more sense to me. It would have given time for them to really think about how they're gonna do Best Wishes. And Best Wishes as a name makes no sense. I felt like that's just number one. Name makes no sense. They should have done black and white. I don't know, like if it was because they wanted to be like sensitive about like relations with people and like they didn't want to be racially offensive, black and white. I don't really care. The names make Best Wishes makes no sense to me at all. The name makes no sense. The whole now they're like reintroducing Ash doing the backwards hat thing. Um, yeah, it makes no sense. And I swear if they bring up like him being an annoying kid again, it just I feel like they just ruined. They truly just stop watching Pokemon. If they make him annoying again, I mean in the beginning it made sense because he was a rookie. But after like in the Hoenn saga, he started getting really more mature, and he started like really thinking, not just doing dumb stuff. He really started thinking about like how he's training like his Pokemon. I felt like that like now he's like becoming a competent person. They did a character change that makes sense with the timeline. But if now they make him like another immature kid, it's just like I'm done with Pokemon. I'm sorry, I grew up with it, but I'm just done. It's just like they're ruining it now. Now they're overdoing it. And another critic I have this is about the Sullen saga. They took way too much time on the gym battles. I'm sorry, but I can understand Dawn doing the whole contest thing. Okay, I can understand that. But there is no reason for you to have 50 episodes like in between two gym battles. I'm sorry, but that makes no sense to me. They waited way too long to do this. They should have had at most maybe like 10 episodes. Dawn like competing in another contest, like maybe like another 10 episodes of preparing, which brings us to a total of like 20 episodes. Then like maybe like 6 episodes of the actual like Grand Festival tournament, which brings us to 26. And then like 5 episodes later, do like actually have them compete and win, and prepare for like 4 more episodes or 5 more episodes, and then do the tournament, the Sinnoh League tournament. Yeah, I don't know why they had to like wait for 50 episodes to do this. They waited way too long, and then they brought up this whole thing about the gym being destroyed and being damaged or something, or like the town's electricity being that made no sense to me again. I mean, honestly, this is an electric city. If you're gonna tell me they only have one generator or one like power plant, then you truly just like you're a you're just full of contradictions now. Like if it's an electric city with an electric gym leader, and you're gonna tell me they only had one generator or one power plant, um, how can you possibly justify this? This isn't like some small town like in like the middle of the mountains like for the previous gym leader. This is a big city. There should be like at least like three or like 2 or 3 power plants in like the vicinity. That makes no sense to me. Um, and to go back to best wishes, the intro sucks. I'm sorry, but it really does suck. The whole like really getting into the whole Pokemon like video game thing, like no, like you can't do it anymore. You really can't. You can't just like go back and try and redo stuff you didn't do in the original series. I mean, if you did this in the like maybe the second or third intro of the entire series, okay, I can understand that. But you can't do it like over 10 seasons in. I believe this is the 11th season or 12th, 11th season, I believe. Like we're in now. Like you can't actually no, it's not even the 11th. I think it's more like the 14th or 13th. Yeah, well, you can't do that. You can't just make up like the whole game thing. And I mean, Team Rocket's outfit change was so dumb to me. And now all of a sudden now Giovanni's calling them to actually do stuff. Like no, you can't do that. Like it just doesn't work. Yeah. So I just don't understand what they're doing with Pokemon to begin with. Naruto. Now to get into Naruto, what are they doing with